Hello everyone, it's me, Tana. Oh, no, wait, sorry. It's me, Dakota78. And here we are. We have finally made it. This is the final Deltarune Chapter, well, not Deltarune Chapter, Deltarune Original Soundtrack video. At least until Chapter 5 comes out. I am excited for today's video. And if you haven't seen it in the last video, at the end of my last video, I made a very important announcement about future of Deltarune content. And after I record this video, this will be the last bit of Deltarune content I do for quite some time. The next time you'll most likely see me on the camera again to discuss Deltarune will probably be sometime late December. Or, December, you might be saying. Are you talking about Des holiday, like December? Okay, enough puns for me. Before I begin though, I actually want to get my computer here. Let's see here. Just a moment. There it is. I'd like to share with you some statistics on video views. So, let's see here. The total trailer video views, which is the total number of views for all of my trailers up to this point, is 175. For the total video views, which is like the one you're watching right now, is 349. Wow. Speechless. But the grand total, 524 across the entirety of the series up to this point. I cannot thank you all enough for the amazing support for this series. Seeing those numbers it makes me feel good about what I'm doing. With that being said though, this second half of the Chapter 4 original soundtrack is something to behold, and I don't mean that in a light manner. I do mean things are going to get a little intense. And just to give a heads up, at some point in this video, most likely during the halfway point, there will be a content warning. And while there will be one in the video, I'm not going to discuss it at this moment why there is a content warning. Just brace yourselves, or ignore what I said, ignore the content warning thing, it'll show up on your screen. But from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for your support of this series. And with that being said, I hope you're ready for some absolutely amazing soundtracks, and you may even cry a little bit. But regardless of that, let's begin Part 2 of rating every single Deltarune Chapter 4 original soundtrack. "12 a.m. plays when Chris and Susie enter Alvin's office to find a code to the shelter, or try to find a code at the very least. Alvin is also known as Father Alvin, and that again goes back to the whole religious thing that I briefly talked about in the last video. But the track itself it's really good. It sets the mood, it's somber. I mean, the very fact is that you are in the church at, well, a late hour. And overall though, I would say this is an amazing start to this second part of Chapter 4's soundtrack rating. So let's listen to this and get into an absolutely phenomenal track. second sanctuary plays when Susie opens up a fountain, which only lighteners can do, or certain lighteners, which are the beings that don't already exist in the dark world, can actually do. However, the world itself is completely different from, the other one, before they sealed the fountain. And this is also the second of the 3 filters. If you thought Dark Sanctuary was good, this is somehow even better. And when you first listen to this, you're probably thinking, wait, why is my phone ringing? Don't be fooled. I can also, listening back, see what it could sound like is a phone ringing. It's not. It's just the way the song starts. And let me tell you something. The fast pace of this is just perfect. And really, it kind of feels like it's Susie's own theme. It connects closely to Susie, which makes sense. However the case, this is an absolutely fantastic soundtrack, and I have nothing bad to say about it. So let's listen to this and wait. Hey, that's the old man over there. Wait! Wait for us! Wait! Oh, come on, not again. Why is it so dark in here? Hold on just a moment. Okay. Wait, that's not the old man. That's not Gerson. Anyways, Ripple plays when you're fighting against the Sound of Justice, which is revealed to be a statue resembling Gerson in his armor. Now, this is a very creepy soundtrack. The lack of instrumentation in its first half really helps set the mood. And when it gets that second half, it becomes more of an intense theme. Throughout the entire fight, you cannot see anything. You can't attack, you can't really act, you can't spare the statue. You can really only defend and block against attacks. Overall though, Ripple is a very good theme. It's not the absolute best, but I certainly do enjoy it for what it does, which is setting the very disturbing, almost very creepy, I would argue, atmosphere during the fight. So, let's listen to this and hopefully the lights won't turn off and... Wait, is that Rousey over there? It is! 13 a.m. plays when Rousey tries to convince Chris and Rousey to just let him do all the work. It also plays after Rousey tries to talk to Susie after she sees the final part of the prophecy following the final boss. This track is somber. It is very sad to hear. And honestly, what makes it even more so is a dialogue choice you have. After everything, Rousey trying to act and smiling, telling Chris that it's okay, just to say it's okay not to smile. It's a very sad track. Let's just move on, and hopefully the next track won't make me cry. That's better. I actually did get teary-eyed. Those weren't crocodile tears. Anyways, Third Sanctuary plays during the final section of Deltarune Chapter 4, where the team gets ready to head off and finally confront the Roaring Knight. And it is the final of the 3 field themes. I don't have words to say about how incredible this track is. I love this track. It's phenomenal. It's amazing. It's fantastic. It's so beautifully composed. And if you're thinking about following a time signature, yeah, throw that out the window. Because apparently Toby thought, let's just throw in every possible time signature and throw it into one. But once you get to that 2-minute 1 mark and the 3-minute 17 mark, ascending is the best way to describe it. I cannot hate one bit of Third Sanctuary. As a matter of fact, I would say it is the top #1 best field theme that we have so far in the entirety of Deltarune. It's even better than a Cyber's World. It's better than Dark Sanctuary, Second Sanctuary, Third Sanctuary. It's just phenomenal. You know what? Why don't we just sit back and listen to this beautifully composed piece of music, shall we? Oh no, we're not going to be seeing nothing this time. That's not happening, Knight. You're trying to stop the viewers from seeing me rate the soundtrack. It's not happening. Anyways, Dark Place plays when the team is confronted by the night and attacked, or really consumed in darkness, but Chris's soul shines brightly for the first time in the game. And let me just tell you something. Seeing Susie take the hits from the night is one thing, but to see Rousey also say that he's willing to take any kind of damage to help out Susie and Chris. I'm about to cry again. Just the impact that this track has to show how far this team has gotten, to show that they do appreciate each other. It's incredible, and it's heavily reminiscent of a Dark Truth, or the Dark Truth from Deltarune Chapter 2. Just a much lower and almost more powerful version of that track. So let's listen to this and finally confront the night. What are you doing? What is that? What? You've got to be kidding me. There's just no way. Heavy Footsteps plays when after the night opens up 5 more fountains inside of the Dark World, unleashing a Titan, or releasing a Titan. This is also when Rousey finally points out that's what a Titan is. And in that cutscene, all we see is their arm. And out of their hand, a giant laser shoots out. And the descriptions of what Rousey talks about. It's the fear of the dark, the bump in the night. Ooh. You see, me having a former fear of the dark, like most of you have, this just... it gets the nerves racked up a little bit. Regardless of the fact, this is a really good soundtrack for building up and everything, and it just gets you ready for the absolute mayhem that's just about to occur in a moment. And wait, what am I saying? That fountain has solidified. I can climb it! Okay. I will see you all when I finally climb up that tower. I will be right back. Just a moment, please. Oh, it's a big tower. Ooh. Crumbling Tower plays when the team climbs the fountain that the Titan came from, which has, of course, solidified, as seen in the last clip. This is a wonderful track. Ever Higher was a precursor to this track. However, Crumbling Tower is phenomenal at what it does. It builds up the mood. It gives you just that strength, that will to carry on. I mean, it's incredible. And now that we finally made it to some solid ground, it's about time to finally confront this Titan and try to fight. What are those things? What is that? No. Oh, I am so hesitant to talk about this. I sure hope you remembered that content warning I brought up earlier. And if you forgot about it, I just had one. Spawn plays when you're fighting against two Titans spawn. And the only way to defeat them is by either attacking them or banishing them by using the brightness of the light that comes from Chris's soul. Now, okay, this is played during one of the most disturbing, creepiest fights in this entire game up to this point. To be honest, I'm not even sure how Toby got this past, a lot of things. And you might be wondering what I mean by spawn. No. I honestly don't want to talk about that. The track itself, though, is extremely creepy and disturbing. And believe it or not, it's a precursor for the very next track. Which hopefully won't be as hard or uncomfortable to talk about as this one was. So, let's just get through this one kind of quickly and move on, shall we? Okay. Here we go. It's finally time to take down this Titan. Somehow. Guardian plays during the final boss fight of Deltarune Chapter 4, a Titan. You know, the thing brought up in the part of the prophecy route they talked about in Chapter 2. And this is the biggest fight I was telling you that Jackenstein's fight was preparing you for. Now let me just say this. I have only one thing to say. This is the second best final boss theme. I don't hate it though. It's just I think its TV time definitely does it a little better. And I have a feeling this won't be the last time we hear this track either. I just have a feeling that later on in maybe Chapter 5 or 6 or even... Oh man, I'm not going to even say it. Yeah, there's this awful meme out, I don't want to talk about it. Chapter 7, there we go, I gave it enough time. Regardless of the fact, this is an absolutely incredible and powerful final boss track. And I hope you enjoy it, because I sure did. Now, oh boy, I've got to find a way, or Chris and the team has to find a way to defeat this Titan. I don't even know if it's possible at this point. Wait. Who is... I hear someone. Who is that? Yeah, ha ha! Need a hand? Yo! It's Gerson! In full armor and hammer, ready to go. Oh, this is gonna be great. Need a hand? Plays after the old man comes to help the team defeat the Titan. This track is so hype. It's so good. It is on the same total score as its TV time for a reason. It is so good. Oh, I love Need a Hand. This is also one of the hypest parts of Deltarune so far. Besides us getting a release date for Chapter 3 and 4. Oh man, let's just listen to this absolutely phenomenal soundtrack. Seal that fountain and head right back to hometown, shall we? place where it rained. Play when Chris and Susie explore hometown at night after the rain. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you a little something. When I first heard that piano key, I was hit with a massive wave of nostalgia. Or when I first learned about Undertale. When the game was just so popular. And I had an obsession with its soundtrack. And that's really where my love of video game music really took off. And the Undertale soundtrack has a track called It's Raining Somewhere Else. And let me just say that the Undertale soundtrack has got me through some very difficult times. And when Deltarune brought this back, I thought, Toby, you can't do this, man. You can't do this. I love this track. I do. I thank you, because if it wasn't for that, I would have never figured out how much I loved Deltarune. I would have never made this video. I would have never thought to do something like this. Let's just take a minute and listen to the soundtrack together. I'm sorry if I cried. I just get real emotional thinking about where it all began. Let's just listen to this, shall we? Oh no, 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 Toby. Come on, Toby Fox, please. Okay, this is not what I meant by changing the mood. The Ol Jitterbug plays when Chris and Susie go back to Chris's home, but Toriel and Sans are there dancing together, and it shows another side of Toriel. Look, I can understand trying to get somebody in a better mood after being hit with a wave of nostalgia, but this is not the right approach. And I know what he was going for. but I just cannot like the track anymore than just it being an okay soundtrack. I mean, it just completely throws off your mood. This entire chapter has been nothing but serious. You need to try to throw and sprawl out something like this at the very end after everything that has happened? I don't think so. I'm sorry. The track's okay, so let's just listen to this. And probably the thing that irks me the most is that this is the final soundtrack that plays during the main story. Yeah, the main story. Anyways, let's just move on to the next one, shall we? Neverending Night plays during the end credits of Deltarune Chapter 4. Now, this is not actually the final track we're talking about today. There's a few more. But let me just say this. Just like Don't Forget, I love this theme because it is unique in the fact that it plays during Chapter 4. Hopefully they'll have something different for Chapter 5, but nevertheless, Neverending Night is a phenomenal track that goes so well with the end credits. So why don't we just listen to this track and move on to something extremely familiar. The Legend plays before the file select screen of Chapter 4. Now, let me just say this right off the bat. I had no idea this track even existed. Because the thing that plays during the intro before you get to the chapter select screen always seemed to be the same. But when I didn't press anything for a while, the screen changed into what the prophecies look like that you see on the walls during Chapter 4. The track itself is just extremely reminiscent of the same exact track from Chapter 1 of all places. However, this is somehow slightly better. Because remember, throughout this entire track, we're learning about the real stuff. Rouse has promised we are going to... I'm going to start telling you the truth from now on. That's it. This may be the original. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Regardless of the fact, I love this track. So let's just listen to this and move on to the next. With hope crossed on our hearts. Plays during the Chapter 4 file select screen, so as long as you've completed Chapter 4 once. This track, to be as good as it is for a file select screen, it's just insane. It's phenomenal. I love this track though. As a matter of fact, it's probably easily my top 10 best of the entire soundtrack. And if you listen to it too, I think you'll probably just enjoy it as well as I did. So, let's listen to that and take a little trip back in time to when we were first at Castletown, shall we? What is that? What's that music? Volume adjustment plays when you access Mike's room in Castletown. That's right, the Mike. The one that Tana has brought up before, and even Spamton himself has brought up once in his shop dialogue in Chapter 2. The track itself is okay, and it's a precursor to the next. And it's really just a way to prepare you for to see Mike. And why don't we just go and see Mike? I'm really curious to see what Mike actually looks like, and I think you probably are too. So let's just go in there, shall we, and see what he has to say. going on? I can't stop dancing. What's happening? Catswing plays during the other secret boss fight against Mike. The battle itself sort of derails after a while, and it reveals that there's actually 3 Mikes. And yes, this is the other secret boss fight in Chapter 4. There is 2 secret bosses in Chapter 4. And this is one of them. And it makes you want to dance. I can't stop. Regardless of that fact, this is an absolutely incredible soundtrack. And, I mean, maybe you'll get hit with a curse to dance just like I'm doing right now. Wait, why am I doing Tenna? Anyway, why don't we just get through this and move on to the final soundtrack of Deltarune Chapter 4, shall we? Let's boogie it down. Airwaves plays while you play the mini games that the mics offer you to play after the battle. As you can see, I love this soundtrack. It has a good techno beat to it. It gets you in the mood, makes you want to bop your heads, and oh yeah. That has a good beat to it. It's just an incredible soundtrack. So let me just DJ for a little bit and we'll get to my closing thoughts. How does that sound? Yeah! DJ Green is in the house, baby! Well, we've made it. We are finally here at the end of Deltarune Chapter 4's original soundtrack rating part number 2. I just want to thank you all so much for getting to this point in the series and watching it to its very end. And before I discuss briefly once again about the future of Deltarune content on my channel, I just want to actually, excuse me, recognize a few specific people who have given me some encouragement throughout this entire journey. The first person I'd like to talk about is you, the viewer. Yes, you. I'm pointing at the camera directly and telling you, thank you for watching. If it wasn't for you watching this video now, well, that means obviously I didn't continue series. But for my frequent viewers especially, I thank you so much for the support you've given this series as a whole. Secondly, I'd like to thank my family. You know, my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister. Thank you all for supporting my series. Without your encouragement and kind words about my videos, I wouldn't have pushed on. And finally, I would like to thank Toby Fox and the Deltarune Team for, well, Deltarune. If it wasn't for them making this game, I wouldn't be here talking about it today. So, Toby, if you're out there listening, or you're somehow able to find this video, thank you so much for just the wonderful music you've composed and such a wonderful game you've created. Now, of course, I want to briefly discuss the future of Deltarune content. I will be starting work on my Deltarune Pacifist Route documentary coming up in a couple of weeks. I want to give you all some time to catch up to the series if you haven't, and if you're watching this video right now and if you've made it to the end of this video, well, I hate to tell you this. If you're starting here, you need to go back a few videos because this is the end of the series. You don't start a series by watching the end of it, obviously. You need to build yourself up to watching this. So, what I want to also mention is that on my YouTube channel right now, you can find a public playlist that has every single video related to Deltarune on my channel in order, chronologically. Go watch it if you haven't. And if maybe there's some parts of older videos you haven't finished, go watch that too. But with all that being said, thank you so much for watching this series through. And I sincerely hope you're excited for the documentary. That should be out maybe by the end of the year, if not the first of next year. And with that being said, and just one more time, for the time being at least, this is Dakota78 signing off. See you all in the Deltarune Pacifist Route.